Good afternoon from Orpington. This is my 1954 Southeastern service to Victoria, calling at Pettswood, Bickley, Bromley South, Shortlands, Beckenham Junction, Kent House, Penge, Sydenham Hill, West Dulwich, Herne Hill, Brixton and Victoria. Sorry. Here at Orpington you can change for Southeastern services to London Bridge, Charing Cross, Sevenoaks, Tunbridge, Hastings, Tunbridge Wells, Ashford International, Ramsgate and Dover. This train is quieter than I expected. Goodbye Orpington. Next stop, Pettswood, where you can change for Southeastern services to London Bridge, Cannon Street and Charing Cross. Not all carriages are available on this train. It seems that the wheelchair carriage in the front half of this train is unavailable. The doors wouldn't open and the walkway between these carriages also wouldn't open. Doors will open on the right hand side. Change for services to London Bridge, Cannon Street and Charing Cross via Grove Park and Lewisham. I think priority seats have more legroom than the others. However, I'll have to move somewhere if someone who is pregnant, disabled or less able to stand needs these seats. So I'm just gonna, maybe when the train gets packed later on, Southeastern service from Victoria or Cannon Street to Orpington. of June, I'm definitely looking forward to travelling with Vanti West Coast from London Euston to Birmingham New Street. Unfortunately it's not Manchester or Liverpool, but Birmingham is good. Change here for Southeastern services to London Bridge, Cannon Street and Charing Cross. Doors going to open on the right hand side here, Bickley, Bromley South and Shortlands. Left hand side for the rest of the journey. Okay, there's people getting on here. This is Pettswood. Change here for services to London Bridge, Cannon Street and Charing Cross. This is a Southeastern service to Victoria. The next station is Bickley. Very satisfying door sounds. We're supposed to arrive into Victoria by 8:33 PM. even though today's my birthday, I wanted to do a full journey today. Doors will open on the right hand side. Change for Thameslink services to Sevenoaks. And this is where we leave the Southeastern main line and join the Chatham main line. It was actually raining earlier. And we have got a couple of trees that, or should I say plants, or scenery. I think you see these windows, you also see them on the DLR and older trams. Maybe the cable car too. I will do the cable car one day. I'll also do revisited editions of all London Underground lines, the DLR and Overground. Could be when the Elizabeth line opens in September or October. There'll be Paddington to no, okay, not yet. Bakerloo line, Elephant and Castle to Harrow and Wealdstone, Central line, Epping to West Ruislip, and Woodford to Ealing Broadway via Hainault. I'll have to change trains in Hainault, by the way. Circle line, Hammersmith to Edgware Road via Baker Street, King's Cross at Pancras, Liverpool Street, Tower Hill, Embankment and Victoria, and High Street Kensington. There's a fast train to Ramsgate. District line, Ealing Broadway to Upminster, Richmond to Upminster and Wimbledon to Edgware Road. Hammersmith and City line, Hammersmith to Barking. Jubilee line, Stratford to Stanmore. Change here for Thameslink services to Sevenoaks via Swanley and Otford. And then after Jubilee line from Stratford to Stanmore, Metropolitan line, Uxbridge to Aldgate, Uxbridge to Amersham, Uxbridge to Chesham and Watford. Actually, Uxbridge to Aldgate, Amersham to Aldgate, Chesham to Aldgate and Watford to Baker Street. Northern line, High Barnet to Morden via Bank, Morden to Edgware via Bank, Edgware to Morden, Edgware to Battersea Power Station via Charing Cross, Battersea Power Station to High Barnet or Mill Hill East via Charing Cross again. This is Bickley. Change here for Thameslink services to Sevenoaks via Swanley and Otford. This is a Southeastern service to Victoria. The next stop is Bromley South. And then Piccadilly line, Cockfosters to Uxbridge, Cockfosters to Heathrow Airport. To Heathrow Airport Terminal 5. And maybe Cockfosters to Hatton Cross via Heathrow Airport Terminals 4 and 1, 2 and 3. Or actually Terminals 4 and Terminal 4 and Terminals 2 and 3. The announcements claim it's Terminals 4 and 1, 2 and 3. Or Terminals 1, 2, 3 and 5. Doors will open on the right hand side. Change for fast Southeastern services to Ramsgate and Dover Priory via Chatham and Ashford International via Maidstone East. Tasco. And then after the Piccadilly line, it will be the Victoria line from Brixton, from Walthamstow Central down to Brixton, Waterloo and City line, Waterloo to Bank, DLR Lewisham to Bank, Woolwich Arsenal to Bank, Woolwich Arsenal to Stratford International, Beckton to Tower Gateway and Canary Wharf to Stratford. Then Elizabeth line, Abbeywood to Heathrow Airport, Paddington to Shenfield and Reading to Abbeywood. But I may have to change trains. Change here for Southeastern services. As I was saying, change here for Southeastern services to Ashford International, Dover Priory and Ramsgate via Chatham and Maidstone East. Some Southeastern services down to Kent use Class 465 train sets, which have a quote-unquote first-class section. Regardless of what ticket you buy, just sit wherever you want, really. This is Bromley South. Change here for Southeastern services to Ashford International, Dover Priory and Ramsgate via Chatham and Maidstone East. This is a Southeastern service to Victoria. The next station is Shortlands. Then after Elizabeth line, it'll be London Overground, Upminster to Romford, Chingford to Liverpool Street, Cheshunt to Liverpool Street via Seven Sisters, Enfield Town to Liverpool Street, Stratford to Richmond, Stratford to Clapham Junction to Dalston Junction, New Cross to Dalston Junction, Crystal Palace to Highbury and Islington, West Croydon to Highbury and Islington, and Watford Junction to Euston. And then trams from New Addington to East Croydon via West Croydon, Wimbledon to Elmer's End and Beckenham Junction to Wimbledon. Doors will open on the right hand side. Change for Thameslink services to Blackfriars, Kentish Town, St Pancras, West Hampstead Thameslink, St Albans City and Luton via Catford. After the trams, it will be the cable car from Emirates Greenwich Peninsula to Emirates Royal Docks, or vice versa. And last but not least, it will be the District line from High Street Kensington. From Olympia to High Street Kensington. Provided I don't fly abroad or don't travel on a long distance train journey in the UK. Such as GWR to Penzance or Swansea. Change here for Thameslink services to Blackfriars, St Pancras, Kentish Town, West Hampstead Thameslink, St Albans City and Luton. Next train is the 2009 Southeastern service to Bromley South only. This is Shortlands. Change here for Thameslink services to Blackfriars, St Pancras, Kentish Town, West Hampstead Thameslink, St Albans City and Luton. This is a Southeastern service to Victoria. The next station is Beckenham Junction. 76%, not too worried about my phone battery percentage because I already charged it before leaving the house. If I do jet off somewhere, it'll be either within the UK, such as to Glasgow, Edinburgh, Aberdeen, Inverness or Belfast, or it'll be abroad to, could be off to Palma or Amsterdam, Paris. Doors will open on the left hand side. Change for London trams. Maybe I'll also jet off to New York City, Chicago, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Seattle, Sao Paulo, Buenos Aires, Cape Town, Johannesburg, Nairobi, Singapore, Sydney, Perth, Australia, Seoul, Tokyo, maybe even Frankfurt, Munich or Berlin, maybe Paris. Paris could either be on a flight or a Eurostar. I'd also jet off to Montreal, Toronto, Calgary or Vancouver. Maybe to Cancun or Mexico City as well. Maybe Doha, Dubai or Abu Dhabi. Change here for London trams. It is actually getting pretty late, which means I'm gonna go straight home after this journey. I'll definitely do journeys within the southeast of London another time, on the Southeastern metro services. Oh yeah, I forgot, you can also change here for southern services to London Bridge via Crystal Palace. If only I could go on those satisfying trains with the best legroom. This is Beckenham Junction. Change here for London trams and southern services to London Bridge via Crystal Palace. This is a Southeastern service to Victoria. The next station is Kent House. Please stand clear of the closing doors. These are very satisfying trains indeed. Oh, here comes a tram from Wimbledon or East Croydon. I love those trains. Goodbye, satisfying Southern Class 3776, 3777 subclass units. I could do Thameslink journeys, Peterborough to Horsham, Cambridge to Brighton, Bedford to Brighton, Bedford to Gatwick Airport. Doors will open on the left hand side. Change for London trams from Beckenham Road. At Kent House, doors will open on either side. Change here for London trams from Beckenham Road. Last time I was in Beckenham Junction was November when I did the tram journeys. Time does fly, actually. Really, it does, when you're having fun. or when the government introduces lockdowns again, which I hope will never happen. This is Kent House. Change here for London trams from Beckenham Road. This is a Southeastern service to Victoria. The next station is Penge. And it's just, it's raining again. Time to put on my raincoat. Or jacket, which is probably the more appropriate term because it does feel a bit warmer. Next stop is Penge, where you can change for London Overground services to Highbury and Islington and West Croydon. Doors will open on the left-hand side. Change for London Overground and Southern from Penge West. Specifically, London Overground services to Highbury and Islington and West Croydon, and Southern services to London Bridge and East Croydon, as well as West Croydon. Some of the biggest mistakes that train companies in the UK have made were removing certain services as passenger numbers are now increasing. Change here for London Overground and Southern services from Penge West. GWR removed the Brighton services. East Midlands Railway no longer operating to Leeds. Northern no longer serves stations between Huddersfield and Stalybridge. This is Penge East. Change here for London Overground and Southern services from Penge West. This is a Southeastern service to Victoria. The next station is Sydenham Hill. Southern have also stopped operating to Milton Keynes Central. They only operate between Clapham Junction and Watford Junction as a result. Still going via the West London line, with only a few trains per day extending to Hemel Hempstead, calling at Kings Langley, Apsley and Hemel Hempstead. Greater Anglia's biggest mistake is the Class 720 itself. Surely the door sounds may be great, but the legroom is cramped. You won't need first class because it's not a Norwich service. Doors will open on the left-hand side. That is all. Good luck. Yeah, Greater Anglia should improve the Class 720, especially the legroom, or bring back the Class 379, 321 and 317 units.
If I return to the Isle of Wight, then I'll probably do a journey on the Island line. Yeah, when I do go back to the Isle of Wight, I'll do a full journey on the Island line from Ryde Pierhead to Shanklin or vice versa. The only time I went to the Isle of Wight was in 2018 when they still operated very old 1938 stock style trains known as the Class 483. They were retired sometime last year and replaced by a new D train. A new D train from the District line. This is Sydenham Hill. This is a Southeastern service to Victoria. The next station is West Dulwich. Another fast Southeastern service, but not as fast as the high-speed train. London to Paris is about 2 hours on the Eurostar, 2 hours and 15 minutes. Doors will open on the left-hand side. Bus journeys I haven't done that much because I'm more into rail and aviation buses. Buses are cheaper than the tube, DLR, Elizabeth line, overground and trams, by the way. So if I am low on money, I could do bus journeys. And that'll probably never happen. Or maybe I will do bus journeys just if I can. This is West Dulwich. This is a Southeastern service to Victoria. The next station is Herne Hill. Longest journey I could possibly do is with GWR from London Paddington to Swansea, or to Penzance. Penzance is even longer than Swansea. Swansea is almost 3 hours. Penzance is approximately 5 hours 35 minutes. If I leave London for Penzance in the afternoon, I'll probably come back the following morning on the night Riviera. Doors will open on the left-hand side. Change for Thameslink services to Sutton, Blackfriars, Kentish Town, St Albans City and Luton. I think airline seats are preferable for av geeks. Table seats are preferable if you're travelling in a group, especially if you're with your family. Southeastern service to Bromley South. change here for Thameslink services to Sutton, St Pancras, Blackfriars, Kentish Town, St Albans City and Luton. Yeah, that's mine, sorry. So I'm not getting off here. Victoria's the... This is Herne Hill. Change here for Thameslink services to Sutton, Blackfriars, St Pancras, Kentish Town, St Albans City and Luton. This is a Southeastern service to Victoria. The next stop is Brixton. Brixton is our penultimate stop, by the way. Hello, rail fans. Goodbye, rail fans. Doors will open on the left-hand side. Change for the Victoria line. I hate how the announcements on the Central line say that Elizabeth lines and tube lines such as at Liverpool Street says change here for Circle, Elizabeth, Hammersmith and City and Metropolitan lines, London Overground and National Rail services. When it should be change for Central, Liverpool Street should say change for Circle, Hammersmith and City and Metropolitan lines, Elizabeth line, London Overground and National Rail services. Some trains may not include Elizabeth line at all, such as Northern line. Change here for the Victoria line. When I went to the Underworld in Camden on Thursday, it was because a friend couldn't make it, gave me a spare ticket for free. Here we are at our penultimate stop, Brixton. This is Brixton. Change here for the Victoria line. This is a Southeastern service to Victoria. The next station is Victoria. This train is ready to depart. Please stand clear of the closing doors. Never mind, spoke too soon. That is for Southeastern services going via Denmark Hill, as well as to Dartford via Bexley Heath. Hello, Brixton. Goodbye, Brixton. Doors will open on either side. Change for Circle, District and Victoria lines, Southern and Gatwick Express services, and Victoria Coach Station. If I was to go to Bristol, I'd definitely travel with GWR. The coach may be cheaper, but I think that GWR trains may have better legroom or legroom just as good as the coach. Luggage racks for when this train is a long distance service down to Ramsgate or Dover. Now passing Clapham High Street. Served by London Overground, you can change here for the Northern Line from Clapham North. I think the East London Line is London Overground's busiest route so far. Total of one train every 3 or 4 minutes between Dalston Junction and Surrey Quays. A total of 20 trains per hour, and there is a Clapham Junction bound service. Hello, Wandsworth Road. Goodbye, Wandsworth Road. The journey from Shenfield to Liverpool Street was on a Class 321. My original plans were to travel on an Elizabeth Line Class 315 to Shenfield, from Liverpool Street to Shenfield or vice versa, or a Greater Anglia Class 317 Liverpool Street to Hertford East or Stratford to Meridian Water, but the information display boards kept showing 5-car trains, which obviously meant it was a Class 720. The worst of the trains, especially for someone who's 5'9". There's the Southwestern Railway services. Southwestern Railway now operating Class 450s to Chessington South. We're now passing through Battersea Park, probably racing a Southern service into Victoria. And there is a Southern Class 377. Could be from Horsham, maybe even further than Horsham, such as Littlehampton, Eastbourne, East Grinstead or Reigate. Oh, it's on the slow lines, which means it could be a Horsham train, a train from Horsham. Train calls at London Victoria only. Horsham and Dorking trains do not call at Battersea Park. There is a Gatwick Express service to Brighton, calling at Gatwick Airport and Brighton. The next station is London Victoria, our final stop. Change here, Circle, District and Victoria lines, Southern and Gatwick Express services and Victoria Coach Station. And there is an Epsom Downs bound service. I missed a Class 455. This is Victoria, our final stop. Change here for the Circle, District and Victoria lines, Southern and Gatwick Express services and Victoria Coach Station. Please remember to take all your belongings with you when you leave the train. All change, please. There's various Southern services from Victoria: Epsom Downs, Horsham, Dorking, Epsom, London Bridge, Caterham and Tattenham Corner, as well as to Bognor Regis, Portsmouth and Southsea, Southampton Central, Littlehampton or Eastbourne, East Grinstead and Reigate, as well as the Gatwick Express to Brighton. Change at Lewes for services to Seaford. And there is a train about to depart for Ramsgate. It is a former Thameslink Class 377/5. (377-508) and 377-513. Bromley South, Rochester, Chatham, Gillingham, Rainham, Sittingbourne, Faversham, Westport, Chesterfield, Swanley, Herne, Birchington on Sea, Westgate on Sea, Margate, Process, Dupton Park and Ramsgate.
This is Victoria, where this train terminates. Change here for the Circle and District lines. Change here for the Circle, District and Victoria lines, Southern and Gatwick Express services, and Victoria Coach Station. Please remember to take all your personal belongings with you at all times when leaving the train. All change, please. It's now 8:34 p.m. On time, as expected. Driver is now changing ends. Just to admire these trains before tapping out. Calling at Bromley South, Rochester, Chatham, Gillingham, Rainham, Sittingbourne, Faversham, Westport, Chesterfield and Swellcliffe, Herne Bay, Birchington on Sea, Westgate on Sea, Margate, Rosdes, Dupton Park and Ramsgate. Goodbye and thanks for the birthday messages.